Steph Curry. They're reacting to him all over the floor. But when you get in these situations, this more often than not is what you get. Now, look, that's a makeable shot. It's halfway down. That's an incredible job by Anthony Davis to continue to slide his feet and get it up. This one, though, you bail him out by not making him move laterally at all. And you still, there's more than 20 seconds left when he gets that ball back. You don't also, I thought, give it up and chase. Make Anthony Davis chase you and see what that could lead to. Because if you're going to ask a 6'11 guy to guard you and you're not going to move him laterally, which he didn't on the second possession, now you're at the mercy of his length. And can he time this right? And I thought Anthony Davis timed that pretty well. You can see that is.
And Steph come back down 3-1 on LeBron like LeBron did to him 7 years ago. And will the Celtics come back from their Game 4 collapse? Or will James Harden continue to rewrite the narrative in Game 5? Let's go. An unlikely hero last night in Game 4. Lakers-Warriors now has the defending champs on the brink of elimination. Lonnie Walker, the fourth, took over in what else? The fourth, scoring all 15 of his points. But when the game was on the line, Steph was unable to convert not once, but Draymond got the rebound. Look at this. Gave Steph another opportunity. And AD with some excellent defense, but that's a matchup you want if you're Steph. Couldn't get it to go. Then later, after a couple of Lonnie Walker free throws and a jump ball, Steph loses the ball out of bounds. Not the first time I've seen that in a big situation from him. The Lakers hold on to take a 3-1 lead. That is the great Tim Legler with me now. I got to tell you, the thing that would be on my tombstone if I died today was I want Iguodala, right? That's what kids, they right. Come up to me. It's like I said it once, open shot, fate of the universe on the line, everyone on the Warriors. Of course, Iggy couldn't get his shot the same way. Of course, Steph is a 10 times better shooter. But Iggy, something about him had ice water in his veins. He's not missing a look like that in the playoffs. And it wasn't my imagination. Legs, over.
He didn't go to him again late because I thought they could have used him defensively. But there were some adjustments they made that worked out for them. They just weren't able to sustain it and stay with it. It's a very good Lakers defense with a lot of length, and it played out that way in the last minute of the game.
Until and unless Klay Thompson gets all the way back. Because Wiggins is a nice two-way player. He's above average two-way starter. He was a little fortunate kind of bubble all-star last year. He's not actually a perennial all-star type player. Steph is really without a really crime partner until and unless Klay gets all the way back. Role players are going to have to step up. It's time for a prop quiz. Looking ahead to tonight's Suns versus Nuggets game. First up, Legs, will KD score over or under 31.5 points?
I like over still, and I still say it. You know, Kevin Durant, you think about how many games the Suns have played down the postseason. He's really been outshined by Devin Booker almost every night. It's bound to happen that it's Kevin Durant's story. Tonight might be that story, so I think over 31.5.
I love it. Next up, will Devin Booker, who's on a tear, unlike anything since MJ, but with more efficiency, over under 30.5 points.
Put any number you want out there. Who's saying under on Devin Booker right now? I don't care what the number was. The way this guy is playing with these in my face, he tried to mix him up the first time. Davis recovered. The second time he got it back, he bailed him out by shooting a static shot. But watch this first one, Max. I just want to walk through this.
Yeah.
Watch Anthony Davis when he right about here. His hips are facing away from Curry. Most big guys are going to give up on the play at that point. He takes a stride contest. Now when it comes back out, that long arm is out in front of him. See, Curry, he just backs him up a little, and then he himself backs up, taking his momentum away from the basket over a guy that long. Very difficult shot, even by his standards.
So I love what you're saying. Like, the short of that was great detail. AD played great defense in the moment of truth. It was like clutch defense in a very difficult situation for him. Because that's the matchup you want. A big, I don't care how long and nimble, a ball handler, shooter like Steph with a big on the perimeter. So amazing clutch defense by AD. But it beat the offense of Steph there. Yeah. For whatever reason. He carried a lot of the load. As you said, that offense is more stagnant. That's not the best Steph. He beat. What adjustments do the Warriors now have to make to overcome the Lakers' defense late?
Well, I think what they did in the first half is definitely the formula against this team. You got to take Anthony Davis out of the paint. How'd you do that? You target him on ball screen. They did a lot of that in the first half. They didn't do nearly as much in the second half because they made the adjustment to put AD on Wiggins a lot of the second half, and they weren't calling up Wiggins to set the screens for some reason. Right? They want certain guys setting the screen, and that's how you get Anthony Davis involved in those ball screens. And they were not only going by him off the dribble, they were moving the ball taking quicker shots when Anthony Davis was still lifted above the foul line. They got to work under any number.
And finally, will Nikola Jokic go for over or under 53.5 combined points, assists, and rebounds?
I'm going to say under for this reason.
Combined?
For this reason. Here's why. You're talking about basically a 30, 15, and 9 night. Right, it's a monster night. And here's why I say under. I think this game is going to be more about Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray game?
I think this is a Jamal Murray game, particularly with what Devin Booker has done in this series. And now you're going back home. This could be, a 35, 40-point Murray night, which will take away some of the scoring opportunities from Jokic.
Not like he hasn't done that in the past. And the shove heard round the world involved Nikola Jokic. Pushed Suns owner Matt Ishbia during Game 4 on Sunday night. There will be no suspension for the two-time MVP, Jokic, but the league did assess a $25,000 fine for Jokic, not for the owner who held on to the ball and made contact first, but to Jokic. All right, our basketball power index really like get Game 5 back home at Ball Arena. I got to tell you something, Legs, and look, I have a lot of respect for what KD is doing. I didn't understand it at first, and I thought, impose yourself, KD, come on. But I think what he recognized was this. Even though at any given possession, KD is more likely to score than Booker, let's say, when KD is on the floor, Booker is the most likely to score because of the gravity, right? And so he's recognized that and fed Booker. But the upshot is his numbers aren't incredible. And meantime, Jokic's are. And it seems to me what we could be watching in this series if Denver advances and Jokic has monster games is that the sense coming out of this will be actually maybe Jokic. I know, Giannis and Steph, but I mean when he's healthy. I think KD's generally still recognized when he's healthy as the best guy. Jokic could take that from him here, Tim.
You walk onto a playground right now, and all the guys you just mentioned are lined up.
KD.
Who you pick? You pick Jokic over Giannis? I'm not sure you would.
No.
Right, so that's my point.
No, yes, when you say it like that, yes, you completely obliterated the theory. But I mean, there's going to be a sense, I think, that the best overall player, the irony is he didn't win the MVP this year after winning it twice. He's never considered the best in the world. But if he gets his team to the promised land, maybe he will be.
Yeah, maybe. And also, I will say this about him, and I have no problem if by the way, anybody wants to say they'd take Jokic first. I'm cool with that. That's definitely a debate, and that's all it is. Nobody's definitively right in this conversation.